I'm primarily a clay artist, and so I work with ceramics most of the time, and I go into a lot of schools and communities to create large-scale mosaics. And so as an artist, I kind of do two things. My clay work is very, very kind of just by myself in my studio, and my community work, I get to make large-scale mosaic work. It was something I was always interested in as a kid. I loved to draw, and my parents even had me like entering drawing contests and things like that. And so it was something I always really liked to do, but then they also encouraged me that like, you gotta do something practical. So I actually went to school for medical technology. So that was my initial degree was in medical technology. And while I was in undergraduate school, I took my first clay class and I really loved it. And then I decided, I moved to Chapel Hill and was working in a laboratory there, and then I started taking clay classes and just really, really loved it. So then I applied for graduate school and got into graduate school for clay, and so I ended up getting my master's degree in clay with teaching certification. So. Yeah, the project here is really interesting. I'm really excited about. I think there's like close to around 400 art students, so it's like a really large group of people, which is really great that so many people will have the opportunity to help create this mosaic. We're making two projects. We're making one large sculpture that's about 11 feet tall. The actual cubes, it's kind of like a cube that you turn. It's based on the Exquisite Corpse, which was a game that we played at the very beginning of the project with the students. And each of the students, did head, shoulders, knees, and toes. We passed it so you didn't know what the person before you was drawing. And then based on that game, the teachers selected their 20 favorite sections, and then from those sections, the students voted on theirs. And then I kind of took all the winners and then went through and tried to make it work as a sculpture. So it'll be a turning sculpture. It'll be interactive, which I'm really excited about that part of it. And then I don't know how many multiple configurations this sculpture will have, because 4 sides per cube, there's 16 panels, and then multiple configurations within that, so it's in the hundreds at least of the different configurations the sculpture can become.
Okay, so I just wanted to explain how we came up with the final image for each section of the mosaic mural. This piece was kind of a combination of the 3 different pieces up here that the students created. So there were 3 different drawings that the students created. So the final drawing is over there, but we had the combination of the fox and the skirt. The one skirt with the girl has a fish and some greens coming out of it, and then we also had kind of the really decorative flowery skirt here on the bottom. So once all the students did the drawings, I just used the combination of the 3 different images into the final mosaic image that's up there.
The sculpture itself, we're hoping to complete it within the 20-day project or the 20-day residency. It might go over a couple days, but then I'll come back and go out in December. Hopefully it'll be up in the spring. It'll be because we need to have the metal part fabricated, the part that's going, the panels are going onto. So we're hoping that that'll be installed in the spring, and then it's going to be located down by the pond that's near the football field. Now we're also doing a sculpture that's for mosaic for the entranceway of the art department. So that one, the students also made clay pieces, so an object that made them happy, and so then those objects will actually be included on the mosaic as well. So there's 2 different projects going on. The entranceway mosaic is going to possibly even take place next semester. I'm painting it out right now, so it'll be completely painted out. And that was based on the students' ideas as well. So everybody did ideas of what they thought the mosaic should look like, and then I went through, tried to use as many ideas as possible and see what made sense on the wall. I think it's really wonderful that so many people can be involved and that the arts are so supported in Fox Chapel, like I think that's really huge. It's amazing, you know, to have not only from, you know, the superintendents, the principals, you know, so many people have been part of the whole process, which is really great from the onset to the actual creating of it. So, and even, you know, the initial ideas kind of came about just, you know, meeting with, you know, teachers, superintendents, you know, principals, everything. Like, it seems like it's like a really well-working wheel that everybody works together to create something really